Today is December 22nd. Welcome to Big Book Daily. My name is Rob. I am an alcoholic. It is a thrill, honor, and joy to be here with you today as we journey through the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. Today at the Big Book, we're going to continue our journey through Chapter 11, A Vision for You. We'll be reading page 156. Out of the 12 and 12, we're finishing up Tradition 10. We'll be reading page 179. And we'll read the 24 Hours a Day and Daily Reflection. I hope y'all are doing well this morning, my friends. Life is good over here. Actually, as I'm recording this, it's evening time, just a day prior. So I went for a nice walk, listened to a little bit of Rocky music, came back in, wife's watching Christmas Vacation. We got a new kitten in the house, so all is good with the world today. Anyway, with that, let's go ahead and get to the good stuff. All right, my friends, so if you recall from yesterday's reading, we've been reading a lot of Bill's story. So we're at a point where Dr. Bob is about to make his amends to people. So we're on 156. One morning, he took the bull by the horns and set out to tell those that he feared what his trouble had been. He found himself surprisingly well received and learned that many knew of his drinking. Stepping into his car, he made the rounds of people that he had hurt. He trembled as he went about, for this might mean ruin, particularly to a person in his line of business. At midnight, he came home exhausted, but very happy. He's not had a drink since. As we shall see, he now means a great deal to his community, and the major liabilities of 30 years of hard drinking have been repaired in 4. But life was not easy for the two friends. Plenty of difficulties presented themselves. Both saw that they must keep spiritually active. One day they called up the head nurse of a local hospital, and they explained their need and inquired if she had a first-class alcoholic prospect. She replied, "Yes, we've got a corker. He's just beaten up a couple of nurses. Goes off his head completely when he's drinking. But he's a grand chap when he's sober, though he's been in here 8 times this last 6 months. Understand he was once a well-known lawyer in town, but just now, we've got him strapped down tight." Here was a prospect, all right, but by the description, none too promising. The use of spiritual principles in such cases was not so well understood as it is now. But one of the friends said, "Put him in a private room. We'll be down." Out of the 12 and 12 are on Tradition 10. Alcoholics Anonymous has no opinion on outside issues, hence the AA name ought never be drawn in public controversy. And yesterday we learned about the Washingtonians and how they had gotten involved in certain political matters which really diverted them from their primary purpose. So we're finishing off page 178 and finishing off the tradition on 179. The lesson to be learned from the Washingtonians was not overlooked by Alcoholics Anonymous. As we surveyed the wreck of that movement, early AA members resolved to keep our society out of public controversy. Thus was laid the cornerstone for Tradition 10. Alcoholics Anonymous has no opinion on outside issues, hence the AA name ought never be drawn into public controversy. "24 Hours a Day, December 22nd. AA Thought for the Day. As we look back over our drinking careers, we must realize that our lives were a mess because we were a mess inside. The trouble was in us, not in life itself. Life itself was good enough, but we were looking at it the wrong way. We were looking at life through the bottom of a whiskey glass, and it was distorted. We could not see all the beauty and the goodness and purpose in the world because our own vision was blurred. We were in a house with one-way glass in the windows. People could see us, but we could not look out and see them and see what life meant to them and should mean to us. We were blind then, but now we can see. Can I now look at life as it really is? Meditation for the day. Fear no evil, because the power of God can conquer evil. Evil has the power to seriously hurt only those who do not place themselves under the protection of their higher power. This is not a question of feeling. It is an assured fact of our experience. Say to yourself with assurance that whatever it is, no evil can seriously harm you as long as you depend on your higher power. Be sure of the protection of God's grace. Prayer for the day. I pray that fear of evil will not get me down. I pray that I may try to place myself today under the protection of God's grace. Daily Reflection, December 22nd. Principles, not personalities. The way our worthy alcoholics have sometimes tried to judge the less worthy is, as we look back on it, rather comical. Imagine, if you can, one alcoholic judging another. The Language of the Heart, page 37. Who am I to judge anyone? When I first entered the fellowship, I found that I liked everyone. After all, AA was going to help me to a better way of life without alcohol. The reality was that I couldn't possibly like everyone, nor they me. As I've grown in the fellowship, I've learned to love everyone just from listening to what they have to say. The person over there, or the one right here, may be the one that God has chosen to give me the message I need for today. I must always remember to place principles above personalities. Okay, my friends, that concludes today's reading, and I love the 24 hours today. The trouble was in us, not in life itself. Life itself was good enough, but we were looking at it the wrong way. We were looking at life through the bottom of a whiskey glass, and it was distorted. Love this line right here. We cannot see all the beauty and the goodness and purpose in the world because our vision was blurred. Now, I can totally relate to that. I was saying I was going on a walk earlier, and on my walk, I'm listening to music, and I'm just looking at the beautiful blue sky. And in the throes of alcoholism, man, I always had my head down. I was always in my head, so much so that I could barely pay attention to anybody around me. I couldn't really see the good. I was always focusing on what was missing instead of what I have. But thankfully that has shifted over time. And now I don't just see the beautiful creation around me and myself as a miracle, but I see all the people around me. And on a good day, I try to remind them how blessed and grateful I am that they're in my inner circle. And that I hope that I can be of use to them, whether they're alcoholic or not. But I am so blessed today just to be sober, just to be alive. And if you are sober today, you're a miracle. I hope you realize that, my friend. And if you're not sober and you're somehow hearing this, you're a miracle as well, because you're alive and you have the opportunity to make that first step today. Whatever that might look like for you. So with that, my friends, if we're given another set of 24 hours, I sincerely look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow.